Welcome and good morning! Time for another deep dive into the world of Medium.com. Today's piece is by Jim Webster, Rolling Through Life. I'm super excited. So I have read this story and I'm super stoked for you guys to hear it because it's such a good one. It's such a good one. Let's go! Life as a wheelchair user is a lot like being a superhero. You've got your own set of wheels, you're always seated, which is a bonus in long queues, and you have the uncanny ability to make people awkwardly overcompensate for their lack of knowledge about disability etiquette. Let's start with the obvious, the wheels. They're not just for mobility, they're also a great conversation starter.
Wow, those are some shiny wheels.
Or,
can you do wheelies?
Are common icebreakers. I've even had someone ask if my wheelchair is solar powered. I mean, I'm all for renewable energy, but I'm not quite ready to turn myself into a moving solar panel just yet. Then there's the seating advantage. While everyone else is desperately looking for a place to sit on a crowded bus or at a concert, I'm already comfortably seated. I've got the best seat in the house, and it comes with me wherever I go. It's like having a VIP pass to every event. But the real fun begins when people try to interact with you. Some people treat you like you're made of glass, others like you're a piece of furniture. I've had people lean on my chair like it's a convenient wall, and others who tried to help by pushing me without asking first. I'm not a shopping cart, folks. Yeah, I can see how that would be frustrating. If somebody didn't ask and they just started pushing you. Think about it. If you weren't in a wheelchair and you were just standing and someone tried to help move you along to walk and picked up your legs, it's the same concept, right? Like if somebody picked up your legs to try to help you walk, it's the same as pushing a wheelchair. No. And let's not forget the classic talk louder and slower approach. Because apparently using a wheelchair also affects your ability to hear and understand. I've often thought about responding in slow motion or pretending I can't hear them just to see the look on their faces. This happens a lot. This is a common thing. Regardless of the disability somebody has, there are some people who feel they need to talk slowly and louder, even though the disability has nothing to do with hearing or understanding anything. It makes us seem non-intelligent when we do that to someone, I'm sure. I'm sure they're thinking we're crazy or obnoxious. I can't remember a time that I've done it, but I'm going to say that I probably have. Then there's the awkwardness of elevator rides. You think it's simple. Press button, wait, get in, get out. But oh no, it's a whole different ballgame when you're in a wheelchair. People rush to press the button for you. Then stand back like they've just defused a bomb. And when you're inside, you become the unofficial button presser for everyone else. I didn't know my wheelchair came with a job description. But the best part? The monthly government stipend, of course. The pièce de résistance of wheelchair living. It's like having a mini lottery win every month. I mean, who doesn't like a bit of cold hard cash landing in their bank account on a regular basis? It's like the government is my secret admirer, sending me love notes in the form of direct deposits. I wish the government would send me love notes in the form of direct deposits. Please? I also enjoy the assumptions.
You must be great at wheelchair basketball.
Well, no, Karen. I can't shoot a hoop to save my life. And no, I don't know your friend's cousin's neighbor who also uses a wheelchair. We don't all know each other, contrary to popular belief. Why do we assume that people who have or do the same type of thing, wheelchair accessibility, disabilities, or the same hair color, we obviously think that they all know one another. Have you met so-and-so who also does this, who also does that? No. Despite all the awkward encounters and misconceptions, life on wheels is pretty great. It's like being part of an exclusive club with the best parking spots. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to zoom past pedestrians on a downhill slope? It's the closest thing to feeling like Superman. If you loved this one, check out my inspiring story, Oxford on Wheels. How I didn't let my wheelchair stop me. You should check it out, by the way. That is a good piece of work. Links down below. That's a good one. So the next time you see someone in a wheelchair, remember they're just like you, but with cooler seats. And please, don't lean on our chairs. We're not your personal leaning post. Unless, of course, you're willing to pay a leaning fee. I accept cash, cards, and cookies. In the end, we're all just trying to roll through life the best way we can. And if we can do it with a bit of humor and a lot of grace, then we're doing something right. After all, life's too short to not enjoy the ride. If you enjoyed this article and my wacky adventures, please consider following me on Medium. I agree. Follow him on Medium. The link to all of his stories is down below. This piece was a piece I really did want to read because it did bring humor to someone who is, stuck to a wheelchair. But it also reminds us that people in wheelchairs are exactly like us. They're exactly the same. There are things they cannot do, but there are things I cannot do. I can't climb Mount Everest. That's never going to happen. I can't eat gluten because I'm allergic to the sugar. Does that make me disabled? Everybody has things they can and cannot do, whether it's a mobility issue or because we just can't do it. So how different are they? The person in the wheelchair may not be able to stand, but they probably could do a calculation that I couldn't do. They probably have a better sense of humor than I do. Obviously, Jim has a better sense of humor than I do, because I try to write comical pieces. It's not that great. I'm too straight-laced. It's fine. I'm like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
When Cameron was in Egypt's land, let my Cameron go.
Jim, I want to thank you for letting me read this piece. I really did like what you created here, and I did want to show you guys a couple of the AI pieces of work that were in this piece. The first one was a superhero AI generation that is on this piece, one of the first pictures that comes up. And what I really liked about this is that it needs to be in a comic book, Jim. Like, I really like that it puts you in perspective that this person is really a superhero, and I dig the red hair that matches the wheel. I'm just saying. The next one was a picture right after we went over somebody just randomly pushing a wheelchair forward. And this is also AI generated by the author. And I think it gives you a clear understanding of how somebody actually feels when you try to push their wheelchair without telling them first. Let's all be courteous. Yeah. No, let's not touch other people's stuff, especially without their permission. That's kind of against, moral code. Don't do it. Alright guys, so that was a piece by Jim Webster. Like I said down below, go ahead and click on the link to check out all of his pieces of work, as well as the specific link to Oxford on Wheels. Now that was a piece I really think that you guys would love. If you enjoyed this piece, you're going to love that one. That link is down below as well. If you're a medium writer and you have a piece of work that you would like me to read or react to, send me an email to the email down below or message me on Medium or what have you. I'd really love to see your work. Don't forget to like, subscribe, come back to see me, guys. Bye!